in southwest Louisiana means one thing for many lovers of sportsman's paradise: deer season. It's a self-proclaimed obsession for one Sulphur man who's having to sit the season out after a terrible injury. KPLC's Brittany Glazer finds out how one mistake grounded him and taught him a huge lesson in hunter safety.
Ask 34-year-old Justin Longclaw what gets his blood pumping, and he'll answer without hesitation.
Hunting is what I think about all year long. It's a hobby, it's an obsession, it's my passion.
That passion is a family affair, particularly with Justin's son, Carter.
I've changed his diaper in a deer stand before.
It was in July that Justin and Carter were deep in their deer lease, putting the final touches on a tree stand and clearing the lane for the upcoming fall hunts.
This little small oak, probably that first fork, or the first big V, is about the height I want.
Justin was 20 feet up in a stand like this when the next move changed everything.
As I was transitioning from my stand to my climbing sticks, I grabbed a rotten tree limb and fell 20 feet.
That fall knocked him out for a moment. Then he came to and knew he couldn't move.
I couldn't feel anything below my waist at first. So I told him, I was like, okay, it's just my legs. You know, I didn't want to tell him what I really thought it was. I told him just my legs were hurt.
But Justin knew it was much more. Fortunately, he had cell phone service to let his wife know what was going on and Carter to keep him alert. It would take 2.5 hours to get out of the woods into the emergency room.
Well, they had to cut my boots off of me. Both my ankles were swollen. I broke the lower part of my femur off. It was in 8 to 10 pieces. That was replaced. And I've got a fracture in my hip. And I also got a labral tear in my hip, which will have to be corrected through surgery.
Even with all those injuries, Justin's love for hunting has stayed strong, but he says his technique will undoubtedly change.
I'll definitely be latched on the entire time.
This is one tool Justin says he'll never go hunting without again. It's called a lifeline, and it's a $40 investment he says could have stopped his fall.
This lifeline, had I had one of these before, would have saved my life. $40 instead of $40,000 in medical bills.
Justin's biggest lesson next to wearing a harness and lifeline every climb is to remember equipment is not perfect.
Just because your stand feels safe doesn't mean it's not going to break. Don't put your life in the hands of a man-made piece of metal.
At your service with Healthcast, Brittany Glazer, KPLC 7 News.
Justin does physical therapy a few days a week right now, and he hopes to be back on the stand next deer season. You can follow his journey and connect with other hunters on his website, LouisianaBowhunter.com.